Hello my lovelies and welcome back to Vidmas. Today is day 13 and I'm wearing my burnt orange favourite jumper again, and today's video is just a few little ideas for the mums out there, whether it be for your mum or your partner, from your children or whatever, and it's just a few little gift ideas that I thought would be helpful for you. These are things that as a mum I would love to receive myself, and yeah, so I don't have really a lot of these to show you, so I'm just going to talk you through them. So the first thing that I think most mums would love to receive are candles. Candles are a very luxurious thing to have, particularly if they're like really nice ones. So I would suggest maybe a really nice candle. Neon do some absolutely fantastic ones that have a very low melting point, and when they melt, the wax is actually a body oil that you can rub into yourself. Yankee candles are obviously a very firm favourite. But sort of you can get nice little gift sets for candles, or maybe a wax burner or something like that, so they're always good. The next thing isn't really that cheap. It's actually quite an expensive gift, but I think if it's for a main gift and if it's just sort of their actual present, and that is you can buy spa day experiences, which is something I'd love to receive. You just get a little booklet and you pay for it. I think they can be anywhere from like £50 to £100, and you can go and send your mum a little spa day. The next thing is the same thing that I think all mums everywhere receive for Christmas, especially from their children, and it's smellies, like little smelly sets, bar sets, things like Dove or Impulse or Nivea, you know, those sorts of little sets. You can get some really fantastic ones. I got one last year from my partner, and it contained, you know, one of those bath scrunchies, body butter, body wash, deodorant. It came with all kinds of things, soap, and it was a really lovely gift set. You can pick them up in places like Superdrug and Boots for reasonably cheap. You can also get them in supermarkets, places like Asda and Morrison's and things like that. You can pick them up for between £5 and £10. You can get other ones like Bayliss and Harding ones, which are more expensive, sort of more like £20. It all depends on how much you want to spend. Debenhams is another place that does them. They do some really lovely ones. So the next thing I have written down is makeup. Now, you know, it all depends on whether your mum or whatever, your partner, is a makeup lover. I, for one, am, and I absolutely love receiving makeup for Christmas. You can get some gorgeous gift sets that range from, you know, slightly cheaper in places like Superdrug. You can get some really nice ones. You can get like Real Techniques brush sets for pretty cheap. You can get some really lovely makeup gift sets, or if you want to go more high-end and more expensive, you can get, you know, YSL sets and things like that. The other year my partner got me a gorgeous Bare Minerals set that came with 2 little eyeshadows and a mascara and a liner, and it was an absolutely lovely little set. It was gorgeous. And yeah, so really that's one of the things that it all depends on your budget. You can go either lower end or higher end, it all depends. So that's also fantastic. And in the same vein is my next point, which is skincare. I think most mums love a good little skincare set. When we receive them, we're like, oh yes, I can pamper my face. And I think it's very important for mothers to have this time to themselves, and skincare can be a great part of that. Again, you can buy fantastic sets cheaply and more expensively. You know, you can buy some very high-end ones, you can buy some very low-end ones, you can buy them online. A great skincare set is from First Aid Beauty on Beauty Bay. They are absolutely fantastic. They're about £30 and they're really great. They come with all sorts of things, cleansers and toners and moisturizers and all the rest of that stuff. So definitely would recommend skincare. The next thing that I want to mention is a CD. Now, this all depends really on the age of your mum. For me personally, CDs aren't really that useful because I don't listen to them. I tend to listen to music online or on my phone or whatever. But for example, my mum is obviously a lot older, and she does like to listen to CDs, and you can pick up CDs really cheaply. Just make sure it's obviously music that they like, because that could be awkward. So yeah, just some music that they like, because that's always a nice gift to receive. Next up, if you're like me and my mum, we are massive book readers. I get my mum a book every single year for Christmas. And, you know, again, it's very personal. It all depends on the sort of things that your mum reads or that your partner reads. you know, like a couple of years ago, my partner finished off my James Herbert collection, which was absolutely amazing to me. But yeah, again, very personal, all depends on the sort of thing that they read. And the next thing is kind of like a little homemade gift, and you could give this to your mum or from, you know, to your partner, and it's a very lovely little idea. They're little coupons you can make. You can make little like a little envelope filled with little coupons of things like one bath run, or, you know, one breakfast in bed, you know, good for one massage, good for one whatever it is. Those are really sweet because it's thought has been put into it. You haven't just gone out and you haven't just bought a gift. You've sat and you've made it, and that is one that's very, very special. Anything homemade will be very, very special. The next thing that I want to talk about is alcohol. Now, I am teetotal, so this doesn't apply to me, but for example, my mum absolutely adores wine. My mum loves wine, so sometimes I will get her a very nice bottle of wine for Christmas. And again, I mean, it all depends on what alcohol you drink. My grandmother, sorry, I have a sore throat. My grandmother drinks gin, and we quite often get her a bottle of gin. And this is a great gift for anybody. Just a really nice bottle of alcohol. You know, my partner, for example, loves Southern Comfort, and he loves Glenfiddich whiskey. So yeah, again, completely personal to the person you're buying for, but alcohol will always be a great hit. Next up is something that my mum has actually got for me before, but again, it's brilliant for mothers in general, and it's part of the whole pampering thing. In some salons in the UK, you can actually buy vouchers for a haircut, and you just basically you pay for the haircut, and then you give the person a coupon, a bit like a voucher, and they go in and they hand over the thing, and that's, you know, that's how they've paid for their haircut. This is something, like I said, that my mum got me, and it was absolutely lovely. It was really, really kind. It was a lovely thing to do, to be able to go and just to have a couple of hours where you had your hair cut and you were a bit pampered, and it was lovely. The next thing that I want to talk about is a dressing gown. Now, I've got my mum a dressing gown for Christmas this year, and I think it's one of those things that is just great for everybody, as well as mums, obviously. You can get them really cheap. You can also get more expensive ones, but you can get cheap ones. I found a fantastic one for £8 in Primark, which is a perfect price for a dressing gown. It's a really good cheap price. So if you haven't got that much money, that's an excellent present. Last year, my partner got me one from Topshop, which was about £40, but it was very, very thick and fluffy. Again, all dependent. You can get them in so many different styles and so many colours, etc., etc. And I just think they make fantastic gifts. Next up is pyjamas. Everybody loves getting pyjamas for Christmas. In our family, it's very much a Christmas gift that we give. We generally for children, but also for adults, we aren't picky. I think it's really nice to get your mum a lovely pair of pyjamas. Again, you can pick them up really cheaply in Primark. Primark is very, very well known for having really good Christmas pyjamas, and they're so cute and they're so lovely, and it's just a really great gift. Next up is chocolates. Everybody really loves receiving chocolate at Christmas, but I think if you're a mum, receiving something a little bit more luxurious could be really, really nice. Something that's just yours to eat for yourself, something that's really lovely and tasty, you know, Belgian chocolates or whatever. I mean, I don't really like Belgian chocolate, but I regularly get rum truffles, which I absolutely freaking adore, and actually Stollen, which I also really love. My partner buys me Stollen quite regularly, and like at Christmas time. And yeah, that's always a lovely gift to receive, I think, chocolate. Next up is jewellery. All mums love receiving jewellery, I think, especially when it comes from their children. It makes it just that little bit special. I have many, many years bought my mum a piece of jewellery. This year I have bought her an opal ring, which I think she will love. You know, and again, something very, very personal. You need to make it personal to your mum. So if your mum loves emeralds, or if your mum loves rubies or whatever, and it doesn't have to be expensive, you know, you can buy coloured stones jewellery that looks exactly the same. You can buy it online for really, really cheap, get it off eBay or whatever. I mean, if you do want to go out and spend the money and get her a true piece of jewellery that is made out of the proper metal and the proper stones, that's also fantastic, but again, all depends on your budget. The next thing is in the same vein, almost as books, and this is a Kindle. I received a Kindle last year off my partner, and a couple of weeks later, my mum actually went to go and buy one. Again, if your mum's a reader, then this will be a fantastic thing for her. If she's not, then just ignore this bit. But Kindles are really lovely presents because they're a nice bit of technology that's quite simple to use. You can buy them cheaply, you can buy more expensive ones. I, for example, have a slightly more expensive one. So does my mum. But I know you can buy them for pretty cheap, especially online, and they make wonderful little gifts. Next up is sweets. I mean, if your mum isn't a sweet person, then again, just ignore this. But I think a nice packet of sweets, or just a cute packet of sweets, maybe sweets from her childhood or something that she loves, will make a really lovely gift. Next up, these next two things I think are possibly the best gift you can give a mother. And the first one is peace and quiet. All mothers crave peace and quiet at some point, and maybe for your partner, just say, oh, like, it's in the same vein as the coupon thing too, good for one free day out without the kids, or maybe a date or something like that, just something that is for the mum that doesn't involve children and is something she can do. Maybe it means your partner takes them out, or grandma takes them out, or something like that, something along the lines where the mother actually has time to herself and is peace and quiet. The next one is just as important, but in the same vein, and that is free time. Mums don't get that much free time unless they are lucky enough to have people around them who will help look after their children. Mums don't get a lot of free time. They spend an awful lot of time around their children or working or whatever, and all mums need free time. And that can be a very, very, very special gift to give a mum. And the last thing I have written down here is a beautiful bunch of flowers. Now, this was sort of inspired. I had like a bit of an inspiration from my sister. My sister lives really, really far away, and she doesn't often get down here for Christmas. And what she will often do is Next has a really lovely floristry service where you can send gorgeous boxed bouquets to people, and they're absolutely stunning. Again, you can get them cheaply. One of my favourite presents that I ever received around Christmas was a £1 bunch of flowers from my son last year, and it made such a gorgeous present. It was so lovely. Or potted plants or boxed plants, things like that. It all depends on what your mum's into. If she loves flowers, get her some flowers. If she loves more like cacti or cheese plants or ferns, maybe get her one of those. You can buy gorgeous pots, you can buy gorgeous pot plants, hyacinths, etc., and they make really lovely gifts. So I really hope that I gave you some inspiration for today and that you enjoyed today's video. I will see you tomorrow for day 14. I can't believe we're 2 weeks in already. That's insane. And yeah, please give it a like and a big thumbs up, and let me know if you have any gift ideas for mums that would be fantastic. Just leave them down in the comments down below to maybe inspire some other people. And I will see you tomorrow. I love you all very much. Bye bye.